Let's walk the talk.
702.
All right, so a letter has come through to the CM show. It says, I hope you are well. Please keep me anonymous. This is where the listener with a problem writes in asking for some of your help, and you get to weigh in and give a bit of guidance. Says, I need your advice. I have a 10-year-old little girl who I had with a lady I was dating in my early 20s. We've since broken up, but we have a healthy co-parenting relationship. The mother of my child went on to have another child a few years after we broke up. Her child is 5 years old, so theirs together is 10. She has another one who's 5. Recently, during the school holidays, I told my daughter's mom that I'd like to take my daughter on holiday to the Eastern Cape, and I needed her permission. She agreed to me taking my daughter with, but she had one condition, that I take a 5-year-old along with as well. She told me that the two children are a package and are very close, and that I could not separate them, especially for a holiday. I was taken aback by this because as much as I want my daughter to be close to her sister is not my child. She has her own father and she visits him often, and she's never visited her father with my daughter. This condition by my ex meant that I would have to cater for the 5-year-old's expenses. And as she's younger, I would have to pay extra attention to her. On top of that, my daughter's mother said the 5-year-old's nanny would have to come with us. This would obviously increase the cost of the trip and take me completely out of budget. But as much as it was an inconvenience, I agreed for the sake of peace and took both kids on holiday. This is the first time my ex has made this request, but the whole experience has left me concerned. What will happen in the future when I want to take my child on holiday? Will I be expected to take both kids on holiday with me all the time? Is it fair for my ex to send both kids with me? What to do? So this listener is asking for advice. 011-883-072. I can't get the numbers right in my head today. It's 011-883-0702. 0702. Got it? And then to send a WhatsApp or a voice note, it's 072-702-1702. 072-702-1702. Here's a father of a 10-year-old who had a child with somebody, who went on to have a child with somebody else. So there's 2 daughters, 2 children. One is his biological daughter. The other is somebody else's child with his former partner. They go on holiday with his daughter, and the lady says, you can't take just our child. You've got to take the baby sister, the half sister with as well. You can't separate them, that the two are a package. What's interesting for me is that with all these reservations, he went on to take both on holiday. Not only that, he also took the nanny of the 5-year-old. He complains about the cost. I don't understand where here. He doesn't seem to tell us whether or not he raised the issue of the cost, but it seems he covered the cost of not only his daughter, the 10-year-old, but the 5-year-old, as well as the nanny. So he's not worried about the impact of such conditions in the future. Says that the experience left him concerned, and he's worried about the future, and that when he wants to take his daughter on holiday again, will his former partner say you must take both kids? That's what's concerning him. Is it fair? That's what he's also asking, for his ex to send him on holiday with both kids. Mind you, the 5-year-old has a different dad and sees the different dad on her own at different times without the 10-year-old tagging along. Is it fair? What do you say, dear listener? Please assist Anonymous in navigating the space. As I said, 011-883-0702, 072-702-1702.
702.
Let's walk the talk on 92.7
and 106 FM.
All right, so we're waiting on your advice a little bit on what should Anonymous do. Should he take the child with? I mean, I always worry about that as well, where we're in such a difficult period, a difficult era of life, that I'd never, as a mother, I'd never want my child to go with somebody else, especially if he's not the father, even if they've built a relationship. But I also recognize that as a child, right, a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old, can you imagine what it would be like for the 5-year-old, for them to have been separated, and then the 10-year-old comes back from holiday and talks about being at the seaside. They've gone to the Eastern Cape, so seen the ocean and the beach, and then the 5-year-old doesn't have that experience. What do you harbor when you separate them? So that is a concern, I imagine, that the mother might have had, but the father says that this left him concerned. He also had to handle the costs of all of this. I've got a couple of WhatsApps for you. Let me put those on the line.
Morning, City. How are you? How are you? It's John Bretz. Just want to weigh in on this issue. This guy was not supposed to take the other child with the nana. It's wrong. He's getting used to something that he will not finish it. This woman is just playing with him. He's just playing with him. And he must stand up as a man, fight for the truth. Fight for what is the truth and what is right. Thanks. Good show.
Good day. Yeah, just a little advice for the guy that is concerned about the request the ex made regarding the child. I think it's unfair, and I think that once he allows her to bully her into saying they come as a package, once he allows that, she will continuously do it. And I'm also just wondering what the partner of the guy has to say about this, because I don't think it will also seem okay to his partner and might potentially cause problems between them. I think, this thing of women emotionally blackmailing baby daddies into them taking kids that are not theirs, I think it is totally wrong. It is unacceptable, and it just needs to stop.
This is Lolo from Orlando West. Haibo X, even the babysitter. What's next? You'll also be tagging along next time they go on a trip. That's very unfair. Guy, you've got to... Don't allow this to happen again. Thank you.
But Haibo X, I agree. Lina, Haibo X. I don't know. One of the voice notes there asked about what does the guy's partner think. He doesn't say whether he has a partner or not. But still, eh? I also see that there'll be a day where the baby mama, the ex rather, will say, I also want to tag along. I also want to go on holiday. I don't understand how that works. It's fascinating to me that one of the voice notes said that it's time women stop blackmailing their exes with such issues. Is this a thing that happens frequently? Because the 5-year-old is not his child. It's not his child. Is it frequent where mothers will say, yes, that the other one is not yours, but these people are a package deal? Because in this case, the mother says the 10-year-old and the 5-year-old are a package deal. More of your thoughts after this, please.
For more about 702,
Go to primemediaplus.com.
It's 11:45, the last 15 minutes of the Clement Manyathela show. Tshidi Madia standing in for Clement. It is the sharing space. Anonymous has written in asking for advice. Anonymous is the father of a 10-year-old little girl. He's trying to take his little girl on holiday. He happens to co-parent with his ex. They have a healthy, and I think it's important, they have a healthy co-parenting relationship. However, when he went to his ex and he said, look, I want to take my child on holiday, the mother, who also happens to have another baby, who's now a 5-year-old, said, you can't just take our daughter alone. You must take her and her sister, half-sister, that they're a package deal. Anonymous ended up paying not only for his daughter's holiday, but the half-sister as well, and a nanny who looks after the 5-year-old. He's worried that this is a trend. From my understanding, he's done it already. And he's worried that this will continue, and he's trying to figure out what needs to happen. How does he draw boundaries when he's already here? Matema in Alberton, what do you think Anonymous should do? Oh no, your line is not great at all, Matem. I'm going to put you back and I'm going to try bring you in. For now, though, let me play a couple of voice notes while we try to sort out Matema's line.
Good day, 702 listeners. Guys, this is bad. You know? We as men, it ends up as if we are being disrespectful or what. The lady, she's just taking advantage. Yeah. I can't be raising umntwana omunye umuntu nami nginabami. You understand? And the way she's going about it, she's just taking advantage, and then man, this is not on. My guy, take your child even away from the lady. Yeah. Get custody of Fingos. That's it. Thank you.
Morning, City, nice show. Yeah, Hotman, aba menzi paru mzala. Aba menzi paru le Hotman le. That's all I can say. Because that's so unfair. That's so unfair.
Bamenzi pari groot man. Bawenzi pari. Matema and Alberton, let's try your line now.
Hi, Tshidi and the listeners. Yeah, I just wanted to say the guy needs to put his foot down. I mean, he might have agreed out of shock, not knowing how to react in such a short space of time. But then if he allows it, then he's getting into an emotional, I would say, abuse, because then the chick will try and do it over and over again. If she wants him to take the child with them all the time, then she has to pay for the 5-year-old and the nanny's portion. I think that's only fair. If she wants this to continue. Otherwise, the guy can just calmly say, you know what, I'm going to take my child. If you want your 5-year-old to have the same experience, then you will have to take her to whatever trip that they will go to, and then these two will continue with their lives. Because I feel like the guy is just going to be in a circle that he won't be able to get out of.
Thank you. That's Matima out in Alberton. So he's allowed himself to be taken advantage of. And the thing about it is, he didn't say no. He went on the holiday. He paid for the nanny. He paid for the 5-year-old on top of his own child. Here's a WhatsApp from Anonymous. It says, please keep me anonymous. With regards to Anonymous, I think the first mistake was to agree to the baby mama's condition, because he may now have set an expectation. Secondly, not to mention the ridiculous increase in costs. The condition, in my humble opinion, clearly encroaches on Anonymous' quality time with his child and parental rights. He needs to put his foot down and seek legal advice to back him up, because I don't think this is legal or fair. That's Anonymous. And I think that's a point somebody else pointed out to me in the WhatsApp, saying that we don't rely often enough on the law. You've got access to the law, the legal avenues and parameters, so you can set boundaries. That's not what he's looking at. No, not at all. Hear more of your voice notes on this matter.
Hi, Tshidi. Just regarding the issue of the guy who was requested to take the 5-year along with to a trip, the lady is not fair. At least she could have met him halfway in terms of expenses to say, okay, fine, please take both kids together, but the father of the 5-year-old should have covered the costs of the trip.
Good morning. That is absolutely unfair. You mentioned that when the son goes to visit his dad or the daughter, the other one doesn't take along. But in this case, just because I want to take my daughter on a trip, by default I must take another child. No, that woman, she's not fair. If what happens to the left, it needs to happen to the right-hand side as well. So if she was taking the other son to see his father, then the other child also takes along, even though that one is not the biological parent. Then then she has a point. But now the guy wants her daughter, but they say, no, you must take this one. But that other one, when he's going to see his father, that other one is remaining behind. No, he mustn't do it at all. Joseph Ranfontaine.
Hi, Tshidi. Anonymous here. I just want to comment on this because it hit home. Yeah, same thing happened to me years ago. All I can say is our exes use our children to get to us. And then your children's on the picture. That's the sad reality. I once complained, they said they can take your matter to children's court. But that's a waste of money and time. So, yeah, that's the abuse all of us are going through. Very sad.
Thank you so much for that. It's very sad. And I'm hearing that that's where the difficulty is, managing the love you have for your children and what's happening. I also want to ask, actually, is it just a one-sided thing? Because it seems like, hey, all of you are painting women. Yes, in an Anonymous case, it's about the women, but I don't think that it's a one-way street. Certainly it isn't. Jack in Boxburg, hi.
Hey, Tshidi, how are you?
Good thing. What's on your mind?
Hey, Tshidi, this issue of women trying to manipulate us in doing things just to punish us, it's very wrong. I was in a situation whereby I had this lady that we had a child with. Actually, we were engaged, and then things did not work out. And she moved on. We had a very healthy co-parenting situation arrangement that we had. She went ahead and had 2 other kids with 2 different guys, right? As my daughter was growing, I decided, okay, fine, I can take her to a particular private school. And then I paid for everything. We did not even go to court, but I made arrangement on top of the maintenance that I was paying. Then, boom, all of a sudden, someone wants me to take her other 2 kids to a private school as well. And I'm saying, how do I do that? Because those are not my kids. And she was saying, no, these kids come from the same mother. And now how do I explain to people that my children are going to different schools? And I said, that's your business, not mine. I cannot take responsibility for other men's children while I'm looking after mine. I do come. If I come and take them all, say we go to the mall, I don't discriminate, right? I will buy whatever that I buy for them, and the same as my kids. But at the end of the day, I cannot even go and pay for their education as well. They are not my kids. They are not my responsibilities. I said, tell their babies, their fathers, to pay or take them to a private school. So it was a huge fight. And the relationship from then on changed. And everything now, there's this tension that my daughter is not being treated as well. And there's a lot that has changed simply because I said no.
Thank you so much, Jack. That's quite sad, though. And that's my other question: is it just a one-way street? Because a lot of the men are like, yeah, it's women. Women do this, women do that. But there's an important point that I'm seeing on the WhatsApp line that I really agree with. Being 4-way says the mom is being irresponsible to send a little girl of 5 with a man that's not their father in this country. Kids aren't even safe with their own fathers in this very country. The conversation is beyond boundaries. It is shocking. The mother, I think, would argue that the nanny was there, but still, Linda, I can't, I don't know, I don't get it. Gardner and Midrand, hi.
Hi, Tshidi, how are you?
Good, thank you. Anonymous, advice for Anonymous?
You know what? Me, I would just put it like this. There's nothing wrong with taking the nanny and the kid, the 5-year-old, right? Provide that the father of the 5-year-old is going to go chip in, maybe 50-50 or chip in on the trip as well and pay for the nanny and the 5-year-old. In that sense, both kids will be in the same space and they won't be separated. What I don't understand is the fact that if the 5-year-old goes visit the father, the 10-year-old stays behind. But when the 10-year-old visits the father, the 5-year-old must tag along. They become a pair. Why is it like that? So, me, I don't have a problem with taking the child of maybe my ex along with my daughter as well. But let the father of the 5-year-old chip in. Let them contribute then in that sense and say, okay, we'll share the bill, we'll contribute for this too, for you guys to have fun and the kids will always be together. And
so actually all work together as a collective.
Exactly.
All right,
so in a sense, I'll pay maybe for petrol, snacks on the road and all that, and they will pay for accommodation. You see,
right.
Now we're meeting each other halfway.
All right, thank you so much. That's Gardner out of Midrand saying they can actually all collaborate around parenting. Tembisa, the last word's really yours. Please, let's be a little bit brief. Your advice for Anonymous?
Straight to the point, Tshidi. You know, this thing sometimes usually leads to people end up saying, you know what, instead of taking packages, I'm not even going to take my own child on holiday now. And that you tell the lady where now you'll have to explain to this child going forward as to when this decision came about. So I think ladies should also think about it before they do. And I prefer kids to go and stay with their grandmothers. They mustn't stay with their mothers if it happens that we end up breaking up.
All right. All right. Thank you. That's Tembisa out in Germiston. My last word on this, right, is this wonderful, wonderful WhatsApp message via the WhatsApp line. Stop co-parenting verbally. Have a co-parenting plan and write it down. Make it legal. That's the way you navigate this.